From the KATC Weather Lab, here's Bradley's forecast.
Welcome back. Well, the record-setting summer continues. More extreme heat in the forecast through the course of this weekend into early next week. However, weak frontal boundary is going to get here late Monday into early Tuesday. Not really going to see any drastic temperature changes behind the front, but should usher in some slightly more comfortable weather for the middle parts of next week. Hopefully give us some better rain chances as well. And tropics starting to heat up. Thankfully, no threats here to Acadiana, but likely to be tracking a storm in the eastern Gulf into next week as well. So here we go with the updated numbers. Again, if you remember earlier this month, we broke the record with 17 consecutive days of temperatures at or above 100 here in Lafayette. That streak came to an end on the 16th of August, but then we restarted the streak, and that is still ongoing. We're now at 9 consecutive days, and that'll likely get to at least 11 or 12 before it comes to an end. But what makes this more remarkable is that the previous record of 7 days was set back in 2000, and we've smashed that record now twice in one summer. So it's just been that kind of summer, unfortunately. And again, we're going to be talking more extreme heat through this weekend. Ridge of high pressure just off to our west. That's essentially where it's going to remain over the next couple of days. So it's going to stay quite hot out there. However, not directly overhead the region. So that's still going to allow for the possibility of a few pop-up showers and storms, mainly during the afternoon hours of this weekend. But rain chances not too terribly high, only at around 30%. Satellite radar composite shows pretty quiet conditions here across a good part of South Louisiana. Power Doppler 3, clean sweep late this evening, so no major issues overnight tonight. Seasonably warm and muggy indeed. Quickly out in the tropics, Atlantic starting to heat up as we would expect again for this time of year. Late August heading towards September, the climatological peak of the hurricane season, at least on the Atlantic side. We have Invest 93L sitting here near the Yucatan. We'll get to that in just a second. Tropical storm Franklin doing all kind of weird maneuvers here in the Atlantic, now north of the Caribbean islands. It's strengthening. It's actually going to become a hurricane here over the next couple of days. It's going to make a close pass to the small island of Bermuda, but it's going to miss it just to the west, thankfully. So we'll keep an eye on it for them. Likely going to bring some sort of increased swells for the eastern U.S. A couple of other areas of interest way out in the tropical Atlantic. We're not going to give it the time of day or night simply because they're not heading westward toward the Gulf of Mexico, nor us here in Acadiana. All eyes, though, this weekend will be on Invest 93L. Has an 80% chance to develop at least into a depression over the next few days, but it's going to have higher intensity than that. Probably a hurricane as it's going to be heading towards Florida into next week. We'll show you that in just a second. And unfortunately, it's the dreaded I-name storm. If this were to achieve tropical storm status, the name would be Adelia. So here's how it plays out with the European model. Again, moisture is going to be pooling up down here near the Yucatan through the course of the weekend. Probably going to see a broad area of low pressure develop, and then it's going to start its northeast track across the eastern Gulf of Mexico into next week. However, at the same time, we're going to see an upper level trough developing across the southeastern U.S. So that's good news for us because essentially it's going to be steering this off to our east. Not good news for Florida because, again, Gulf of Mexico extremely hot. So this is going to be intensifying. Likely looking at a hurricane approaching Florida for the middle parts of next week. Weak front pushes through Acadiana. Increased rain chances late Monday into Tuesday behind the front. Again, no drastic changes with our temperatures, but look at all this blue. So we are looking at slightly drier, more comfortable weather filtering in for the middle parts of next week. Overnight tonight, heading for the lower 80s. That's where we'll start tomorrow. A mostly sunny start will give way to partly cloudy skies into the afternoon. And again, widely scattered pop-up showers and storms out there. Rain chances, we'll say 20 to 30%. Not everyone gets wet. Heat's going to be the main story. Your highs easily getting into the triple digits with those feels like temperatures way up there, 110 to 117 during the hottest part of the day. 80-year projected low tonight under fair skies, partly cloudy at times. And for the day tomorrow, 104 the projected high. That should break yet another record. 101 tomorrow is the record that was set back back in 1902. And again, rain chances 20 to 30%. Similar setup on Sunday. Here comes the weak front on Monday. Best rain chances late Monday into at least the first half of Tuesday. And again, still quite hot for the middle parts of next week, but we should notice a reduction in our humidity, a little bit more comfortable for our overnights and early mornings as well. Well, that's a look at weather for now, but stay with us. More news to come after the break.